Hey, what's going on YouTube? We're gonna do a kind of quick and easy, not one turn KO of the current Clash of Wills boss, but kind of a 4 turn KO. Like maybe you're just having a hard time doing level 99 with no mods and you don't have any of the new units. So you're not 100% sure like how to just kind of get through the first couple turns so you can like set up a good burst. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna do no mods, just level 99 really safely. And being pretty merciless to the boss on turn 4. Bonus points here, we are not using Hyo, we're not using Aya Brea, we're not using Veritas of the Frost. We're just going to take some, 6-month-old units or longer to this fight to try and get some things done. So let's take a quick look here. We're going to be taking Elena for ice support. She's going to be the newest unit of this bunch that actually does good damage. But she's also our leader, so that's cool. We're going to be taking Runda as our mitigation source and our tank. We're taking Sylvie, who's really old for just buffs and morale fill and mitigation. Kaito for breaks and buffs. 2B for damage. She is exactly 1 year old, so we've had multiple chances to get her. She's good. If you don't have her, I would say swap out Axstar for somebody better, right? So maybe like use like Dwayne and Cleome, or Dwayne and somebody else who's pretty good. If you don't have 2B, swap out Axstar, and then like just like fill in the gaps, because 2B is gonna be our main damage carry. Elena does quite a bit of damage too, but if you don't have 2B, just bring somebody better than Axstar for the 6th party slot. And then Axstar is going to do some damage, but like I said, very replaceable. Just kind of fun to take an NVA because, yeah, cool. So let's go ahead and get into our team, and we'll take a look at the gear and stuff, and then we'll, I'm just going to show you I'm not putting on any mods, and we are on level 99. Our general outline is going to be mitigate, procrastinate, capacitate, and devastate. And so that's going to be our general progression for how this is going to go. We'll take a quick look at the gear, and we're going to start with Sylvie. Sylvie's gear is largely irrelevant, okay? She does need to have, some reasonable bulk, like in terms of defense and HP. Spirit's not that important, but, HP and a Blizzard Orb is helpful. And she's got Proof of Talent to increase her chance to counter, Mystic Tenacity, which you can get from the Clash of Wills shop for mitigations, Perfect Provocation. If you don't have this, some other source of Provoke. Like I said, her gear is not super requiring to be like really high end, but the more defense and HP you can slap on her, the better. But making sure that she's provoking, you can get that in lots of sources. You don't have to use that materia, and then just kind of bulk up her HP and your defense. Okay, basically the same build for the shift form. In fact, exactly the same for the shift form. There you go. She's wearing her own vision card just because it happens to fill morale. She does not have to be EX3. She does need to be at least EX1. There you go. EX2 is even better because then she has her limit burst automatically. But she should have her limit burst filled by the end. If she's only EX1, should be okay. There you go. For Axstar is very replaceable. He doesn't even benefit from the leader skill. He's just here because he's an NVA who does a little bit of damage. Obviously, you can gear him better. For Axstar, really, you just need to load him up on as much attack and killers as you can. So he's got True Double Hand maxed out. He's got, he's even missing some Demon and some Machine, whatever. Not that big a deal. You could easily fill that up with other stuff. Just make sure he's got, Demon, Machine, Human, whatever. He's not doing the most damage. He's even wearing a silly vision card, but there you go. Doesn't have to be there. You could definitely gear him better. He's pretty inconsequential. Kaito, he's got the the Memorial Ring and the Celestite Rod for a morale build right away. Don't have to do that. Not that big a deal. But just kind of gearing his base from a lot of passive morale fill. And then he's going to shift on turn 1. Now I'm wearing the water card. Definitely don't have to have the water card. Kaito's damage is even lower than Axstar's, so he's technically geared for damage, but not doing very much. Whatever. Okay, but again, he's got all the killers. Human, Demon, Machine, LB damage, True Double Hand. He's wearing a source of the chain limit boost. There you go. you don't have to gear him this well. He's pretty inconsequential, as you'll see. 2B is our main damage. You can definitely, if you have the Clash of Wills gear, load her up with your Clash of Wills gear. You can definitely get her stats higher than this. I'm just trying to be like, kind of budgety and not include all Clash of Wills gear, just for the sake of the fact that we are just doing a level 99 clear. So I'm assuming you've maybe got a couple pieces, but don't have all the pieces. So here you go. We got a Magister's Ring here. And then again, just killers, LB damage, and True Double Hand. And her own vision card. Don't have to have it. Mine's EX3, so I've got it, so why not? Her shift form, basically the exact same. I also put Tyvis's Spirit here. If you're having a hard time, maxing out your damage, you can skip some of the steps that we have in our rotation, and instead of using her skills on turn 3, just stick with Ice and use Tyvis Spirit. Maybe that'll be a little bit better for you. We're going to use her skills though, because I feel like it's better damage, and you'll see why here in just a moment. But it is there, so you don't have to have this, but there you go. And again, her shift form is not as important as damage. Base form is where you want to make sure you have all the good stuff. Okay. Last but not least, of actual units who are contributing to this fight, is Elena. So she's got, it's technically just loaded up with a bunch of spirit and whatever. She even got a dead slot. Oops, whatever. Her own vision card. And then her shift form, technically geared for damage. She's got double large swords with spirit on them, as much spirit and LB damage as we can. And in fact, she is got True Double Hand, Spirit, LB damage capped. She's got the killers reasonably high. She could be better, but she is kind of hard to gear for this on a budget. But there you go. You could definitely do better. Sorry, I'm not even really sure where I was. I had an interruption. Yeah, she's geared for like spirit and LB damage, and killers mostly. Like she is kind of hard to gear for it without like going kind of crazy on her gear and stuff like that. But she's not the main DPS. She's like the second highest DPS, which is kind of cool. And then there's old Rundy boy. Rundy is set with as much defense as we can cram in here. Kind of again on a budget where we've got some some story gear, his own gear, a 7-star STMR, Mystic Tenacity again, which you can get from the shop. Very, very good for this, obviously. And then just like some defense and stuff. He's got Power Cut on. If you've got something better, you got something better. Runda works really well for this, though. Again, he is free, so pretty cool. So let's go ahead and turn off the gear and bring up the actions, and let's go ahead and get into our clear. We're gonna get this knocked out here in about 4 turns. Okay, the order of this first turn, and I am going to put the actions in a pinned comment and in the description as well, so keep an eye out there if you need to see the turn chart. The order is kind of important. So very first and foremost, you're going to want to use Elena. The reason for that is Elena is going to cure us to fill our HP, and Blizzard got to give everybody ice, which is also going to fill morale and then allow us to like seal the boss, because you have to hit the boss with ice or fire pretty much every turn for the first 5 turns. Otherwise it's going to react pretty negatively. And then Sanctuary, and this is going to provide very important human and demon mitigation for 3 turns, which is what we're going to be buffing up with. So we're going to be kind of preparing for the first 3 turns. Mitigate, right? First step, mitigate. We're also going to add Runda's LB for even more mitigation. There you go. And then Sylvie, she's going to put up elemental petals for fire resist. Not really that important. It also provides some mitigations. Compassionate Night to fill our HP, as well as give us resistances to bad things that are coming our way, like status effects. And then Burgeoning Defense for more mitigation and morale fill. Oops, I didn't mean to click on Axstar. It's not going to matter. Okay. Axstar should have used triple bolting strike here. It's really not that important. Okay. Kaito is going to go ahead and use just some skills. We're just going to put Crashing Waves, Deep Submersion, in destabilizing form. 2B, you can chain a little bit. and she's going to use Avoid and then her 2 skills, which fill morale and buff killers for her. And you can just kind of chain them together, you know, whatever. Do a little bit of chaining, nothing too serious, okay? Runda's gonna pop out in front and cover the party, taking minimal damage. There you go. Sylvie even got a counter in there, and now we all have re-raise, so now we have, like, you know, very, very low chance of failure here. Very cool. On this turn, we're gonna do, you know, procrastinate. So procrastinate, we're just kind of like biding our time, building morale a little bit with Sylvie, the petals, vines, and petals. You know, Axstar is going to use his LB. 2B is going to use the shift LB. Kaito is going to do Sun Glitter to put up a field for 2B for later. And then Deep and Destabilizing again for more morale fill. Elena is going to do, on this turn, she's going to do her cover, which also fills morale. She's going to use Freezing Enervation to put up an Ice Imperil, because right now our ice is only -40. We're going to make that bigger here. And then use With This Power, I'll Protect You for more morale fill. Very cool. And Runda's use Triple Bolting Strike. So notice now our LB, our ice resist is 170, -170. So we're going to be doing much more damage this time. And Runda is actually just going to use, oh, there's a mistake on my turn chart. I'm going to fix that. Cover and Runda Laser. And just kind of chain those with Kaito, Axstar, and 2B. So here we go. Doesn't really matter. We're not really doing that much damage here. We're just kind of procrastinating, right? All right, there we go. A little bit of fixed damage. Runda covered us from the stuff he could cover us on, and we are good to go. All right, step 3 was capacitate. So to capacitate means to get ready, to prepare, to buff, to give yourself the ability to do something, the capability to do something. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So Sylvie is going to shift. Very good. And she's going to use Poach Demon on 2B. She's going to use I've Got Your Back on 2B, which is going to fill 2B's LB. And then Cheerful Paladin Strike to build a morale gauge just a little bit. Okay. Axstar here is going to triple and use Face of Carnage, War Goddess Battle Stance, and Maledictive Scowl. It's going to give a human killer buff as well as some stat buffs and modifier buffs to some of the skills, as well as unlock quadruple cast. There we go. Now, this was the reason that we had Elena use in Blizzagoth first. 2B now is going to use True Charge Volt. This is going to remove the Ice Imbue and add Light, imperil the boss, and boost her damage 5 turns. Okay, so she's going to get rid of the ice and put up Light for herself. Then she's going to use Supreme Weapon Support for her big 150, right? And then either Spear or Blade. I like to go ahead and use Blade, because Kaito's going to do a machine killer buff this turn anyway, so just go ahead and use Blade. Elena is going to shift, and she's going to prepare to do her big damage burst. She's going to use Brisk, Daybreak, right, for more morale fill. Blessing of Sirius for LB damage, and her big Ice Amp, right? And then she'll go ahead and use Crystal Echo. That's going to put up a party side field, so that we can have better stats. Kaito is going to Torrential Downpour. There we go. And you guessed it, Deep and Destabilizing to fill the morale as much as we can. And Runda's going to put up mitigations just to make sure that we're nice and covered. All right. There we go. And boss is going to hit Sylvie a couple times. We're probably going to counter. Hopefully that tops off anybody's LB who needs it here. And we are good to go. Okay. Turn 4. Sylvie's going to start by using her Shifted Limit Burst, Leaping Love. That's going to make sure that everybody is good and buffed up. There we go. Let that finish here. And then we'll start shifting. So 2B's going to go back to the base form and use her base LB, which is going to chain with Kaito. Now, Kaito's going to go first. It's going to go Kaito and 2B. That way, Kaito can apply the brakes, and then 2B has the benefit of the bigger brakes. Axstar is going to chain into that, or cap into that with 4 devastation slashes, do a little bit of damage. And Elena is going to tag in at the end with Runda, doing triple bolting strike with the shifted LB. So it's going to go kind of like this. Kaito and 2B, and then Axstar about a second later, and then Elena and Runda about a second after that. And we should see a nice big burst of damage, which is strong enough to kill this boss. So let's see here. All right, Kaito and 2B, Axstar, Elena. There we go. Nice and easy. 5.2, I'll take it. Let's see our damage breakdown and stuff. Okay, morale's not maxed out. Obviously, we can't get the full score for that. It's okay. But you know, 2B and Elena, again, like I said, carrying it pretty heavily. Axstar and Kaito doing their thing technically. Runda out damaging Sylvie, pretty easy to do that. But there you have it. Plenty of damage got us through. Just got 99 is cleared now, so maybe you can go in and take that and apply some mods to it, and you know, get your score a little higher if you need to. If you're struggling with that, you know, that level 99, there you go. I don't like any of these rewards. I'm gonna get out of here and be done with it. Like I said, if you don't have 2B, I would say like maybe put in like Dwayne, and stick with an ice team, Dwayne, or like Lunar Festival Cleome. You know, lots and lots of units. But if you've got Dwayne and Cleome, you really might as well just go for a fire clear instead of an ice clear. Would work just as well, if not better. Just because fire is technically a easier to use element and stronger. So I would go with fire if you've got fire units. But you know, we got an ice team here, technically, kind of. Thank you to Elena for bringing the ice support with a light unit too. Hopefully that's helpful though. Like maybe you're having a little trouble with that level 99, and maybe now you're not. So check the comments for the turn chart, which I'm going to fix to make sure that it has the right skills for Runda. We'll see you in the next one. You guys take care. Be good to each other.